Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Kat, and on here we talk about fashion, style, shopping, that kind of thing. If that sounds cool, please stick around. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Today we are talking about Rent the Runway. I'm going to review a month of items that I got from the service. A couple of things to note. One, I have a coupon code for you. If you want to try out the service, you can get 30% off of your first month. I will leave that coupon code in the description box below. The other thing is I'm a little bit behind on these reviews. So these are items that I rented a while back. The vast majority of these are still available on the platform, but some of them have more limited sizing. However, a lot of them are available for purchase through Rent the Runway at a really good price. So, just a little PSA for you. Let's jump into it. So this first one that it looks like I'm just obsessed with the stock photo of, because that's what I keep showing you, is Dodo Bar Or, and I love her prints. I think that they are absolutely gorgeous. I find this brand to run a bit small, and this item did. It certainly fit in my usual size, but it felt a little bit tight, and I don't know if it would really be comfortable for a full day of wear. The quality was really great. The colors are so vibrant in person. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would just say probably size up. Next up, we have this drop waist dress from Tory Burch. All along the front, that colorful design is all embroidered, and it is good, really beautiful. The fabric is substantial, but it's still very breezy, perfect for warm weather. These items I got during a sort of transitional time between summer and fall, and it was nice. It was a nicer, sort of heavier weight, so I could wear it in the evening as it was getting a bit cooler, but it was still great during the day. I found it to fit true to size. It is meant to be a sort of flowy fit though, so you could potentially size down and still have it work, depending, I think, on how busty you are. There wasn't a ton of room there, but plenty of room in the hips, so if you can only find a size below yours, you might be able to make it work. And it's just gorgeous, 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 amazing quality, and I actually ended up buying it. Next up, we have this plaid skirt from Millie. I find Millie to run a little bit small, maybe narrow is the word for it, and I found this to run a tiny bit small as well. I got my usual size, but it was definitely on the verge of being too short. I think that had I sized up, it would have been more easy for me to wear it without worrying that it was too short. I am pretty tall. I am between 5'9" and 5'10", so things are often on the verge of being too short for me, but I think it runs somewhat narrow throughout the hips, the waist, that kind of thing as well. But the quality, amazing. And these colors are beautiful. They pop, they're fantastic together. It has this very cute, preppy, fall, collegiate, autumnal thing going. And as you'll see later, I also rented the matching coat, and they would be gorgeous together. This next item is also from Millie, and just to be clear, the item before is also blue and yellow, but it is more of a navy and yellow, whereas this is more of a cobalt and yellow, though they are from the same Millie collection. This sweater is so cute. Every time I wore it, my husband kept asking if I was going to go cheer for the team, but you know what? Maybe I was going to go cheer for the team, you know? And it's just very cute, very classic, and has that very fun autumn vibe. And I found it to fit true to size. I think Millie's knits are particularly good. I tend to always like them. I think they're very good quality. It was really soft, not at all scratchy, and the sleeves had a bit of structure to them. It was a bit of a balloon sleeve, which added some interest, and I loved that. I would absolutely wear it again. And now we've made it to the aforementioned Millie coat. This is a very cool coat. I fell head over heels in love with it, and I did end up buying it. The colors are just gorgeous, and again, I just love how autumnal it is. The weight of it, I would say, is more of a mid-weight, perfect for fall. I think that it could be too light for winter a lot of places, but the fabrication is really nice and would definitely keep you warm in the fall. It has a bit of a texture to it, which I think added to an even more luxe quality, and the fit of it was fantastic. I could layer it over a sweater, probably not a very bulky sweater, again, because it's a bit more of a fall coat, but it's amazing, and I always get tons of compliments. It's a real eye catcher. Next up, we have a top from Trina Turk. I love Trina Turk, and I don't feel like I hear enough people talking about her collections. I think they are so cute, and this top lives up to that hype. This is a silhouette that the brand will put out season over season, and so I've actually worn it in a couple of different colors and a couple of different fabrications. This red, however, was a real favorite of mine. I think it goes so well with the retro cut of the top. It's extremely flattering, very comfortable, really easy to fit, and I actually found that I could wear my size or a size up and it would look good. So I have rented it in a couple of different sizes, and so I think you have a little bit of leeway there. The arms aren't tight, but they also aren't super skinny. So if you have a larger circumference on your arm, that might be something to consider. But again, the fabric is somewhat stretchy, so it may not be a problem. But since I could wear two different sizes, if you're worried about the arm size, you might just try sizing up. Same if you have a larger bust. But the fabric is so luxe, the color pops. It is so cute. You could definitely dress it up for something like a holiday party, or wear it to work, or even just to run errands. Next up, I rented this dress. The fabrication on this is amazing. This is such a flattering dress. It comes from a brand that I was not aware of before seeing it on Rent the Runway. It's always fun when you can get introduced to something new by renting it. It really helps you actually evaluate how you feel about the brand. So that's one of my biggest reasons that I keep renting and never get bored with that. But this brand, it is written Toccin, and I just looked it up to be sure. It is pronounced Tossin, and that would not have been my first guess, so I'm glad I looked it up. But this brand has really won me over. I have loved everything that I've gotten from the brand. The quality is amazing. The price point is a little bit on the higher side, but I think it's totally justified for what you get. This dress, I actually ended up buying it after the fact. I ended up finding it secondhand later on because I loved it so much. And I'm so glad that I was able to find it again later out there in the wild, because I will get so much use out of this. The fabric is relatively thick, but it doesn't feel bulky. It is extremely easy to fit. It has stretch to it, and the fit of this is gorgeous. It looks expensive and extremely luxe. I love it. Next up, I rented this cape, and this brand is Draper James. As I've mentioned on the channel before, I am a fan of Draper James. I do find that their collections often include some items that seem particularly high-end and others that feel a bit more wearable and more like something that you might just find at the mall or a shop. This is one of the items that I feel like is a bit more luxe, and the price does reflect that, and I think it's very much worth it. I actually ended up buying this same silhouette of cape in a different fabrication, but the same style from Draper James, and I find it to be very wearable. It is a nice weight. It actually keeps you warm really great fabric, but the fact that it's a little bit cropped for a cape, I think makes it more wearable. I think it would still work for dressing up, more of an evening or a holiday occasion, but you could wear this on a daily basis and you wouldn't have to contend with that extra fabric that can sometimes come with a cape. So I think that this is a fun, practical version of a cape that still has a fun glam aspect to it. And so I loved it. I would love to see more stuff like this from Draper James. This is one of my favorite pieces that they've put out. Next up, we have this dress from Black Halo. Black Halo is another brand that I rent frequently and talk about all the time. If you're looking for a dress of this type that is a nice, structured, very conscious of silhouette, but still extremely wearable to work, or that basically just has a grown-up, classy sort of look, Black Halo is the way to go. Their fabrics are always on point, and this dress was no exception. It has a little bit of stretch to it, fits like a glove, and is extremely comfortable. While you probably wouldn't be lounging around the house in this dress, it is really comfy to sit in, walk in, stand in. So it's a very practical option for work that looks extremely elevated. It has a cool sleeve where there's a little bit of a notch in the design, so that adds some interest and uniqueness. And the color is absolutely gorgeous and very vibrant without being too much, in my opinion, though I do love color. But this, I think, is extremely wearable to work and just very professional. Next up, another dress, this time from Kate Spade. I'm a huge Kate Spade fan and tend to really like their clothing. This fabric is very cool. It was much thicker than I had anticipated, but the print is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite prints that they have done. I will say that the structured nature of the dress, along with this sort of thick fabric, made it a little boxy when you move, and it also enhanced the shoulders a lot, which is not something that I'm usually looking to do. And so I felt like it made for a slightly boxy silhouette, but the quality was really great. I always think that zippers and closures on Kate Spade clothing are really good quality, and they certainly were on this. I would definitely recommend this if you are drawn to this silhouette. If you're worried about looking too broad in the shoulders, or if you have a wider arm circumference, it might feel a little tight around the arms, but ultimately, I think I would rent again. And then our last item today, I'm not going to go into as great of detail because I've actually rented this before and I've already reviewed it before. So I will just say that these are Trina Turk pants. I had rented them before, fell in love with them, but the price was a little high. And so I rented them again with the intention of buying them, and I did end up buying them. This was back when Rent the Runway required you to have an item at home to purchase it. Now, once you're a member, you can actually buy anything in the catalog at any time. And there are some restrictions. Some of the higher end garments are not available for that, but everything within the rental service is. So you can pick something up and just get it shipped to you separate from your rentals. And so that's what I would do today. But this was back right before they started that, actually. So I rented these again in order to buy them. And with that, we will conclude our video for today. Thank you so much for hanging out, watching these reviews. I have plenty more of these already on the channel, so if you liked it, feel free to go check out some others. I do have some other videos where I talk about some tips and tricks for Rent the Runway as well. So if you are undecided on whether you want to try the service, be sure to check those videos out. If you want to try the service, I have the coupon for you on the screen right now and also in the description box below. I also have a link for you below that you can follow if you think that's easier. I am a Rent the Runway partner, but all of these opinions are my own, and I have been doing these reviews long before I was a Rent the Runway partner. So thanks again for hanging out with me today. I will be back either tomorrow with a new video if you're watching this timely, as I am doing Vlogmas, or if you're not watching this timely, I put out a video every Monday, so be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and come and join me for the next video. If you have any questions, drop them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.